We are back. Welcome to Hot Jobs at Hire Military. It's so lovely to see you all this afternoon. How are you all doing? If this is your first time with us, it's really great to have you on board. I'm very excited to share our direct hire opportunities that we have to talk about today, as well as some amazingly awesome new SkillBridge ones. And also, if you have noticed, there is another face on your square screen today. We have Mike Quinn with us. If you're not familiar with Mike, which I just don't think anybody is not familiar with Mike, he is our founder and the CEO of Hire Military. And it's a special occasion today. We celebrated last week 400,000 followers on our Hire Military LinkedIn page. And we promised if we could get there, we would send out 5 Hire Military t-shirts to our community, those with the best comments in the chat about why they follow us. And so as a consequence, we've got Mike with us today to celebrate and to award those t-shirts, to tell us who won. But before we do that, Mike, I just wanted to bring you up and say hi. It's really nice to have you. We haven't done this face-to-face on screen for a long time.
I haven't actually done a LinkedIn Live in forever, it feels like. So it actually feels a little new, a little awkward, a little silly. So I'm glad to join you all. You all make it look effortless.
Well, you and I both have faces for radio these days. There's audio that we normally do. So this is a bit weird that I can see you while we're talking. But Mike, what I wanted to ask you today, I mean, we know this story here, but I just don't know if our followers and those in the comments do, is how did this company get started? Why did you do it? What was the motivation? And tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, so fun fact, 5 years ago today, I filed the paperwork to start Tenova LLC, which is the company that runs Hire Military. So literally 5 years ago today, I just realized that this morning. So it's a huge milestone. I will tell people when I got out of the military, I did not expect, like it was never in a plan to start my company. I was just looking for a job that I loved, working for a company, just like I did in the Army. But as I continued to engage, as I continued to share with the community, I realized that there were gaps in available resources. And one of those was in the SkillBridge program. I saw that there was one fantastic program, Hiring Our Heroes. They did a great job, but that they weren't able to reach everybody, that the timelines didn't match. Some of the candidates didn't get selected, and some of the companies weren't able to line things up. And I saw an opportunity to create something to fill that gap. I had an idea. I ran it by a few mentors, and I literally just said, okay, let's do this. I started the company and I ran into Ganesh, who said I can build the website, and invested all of my savings to build the original website, the original application for Hire Military, and brought a bunch of people in to start, building out the brand, engaging, and creating these opportunities to connect service members with employers for these incredible internships. And so fast forward a few years, 2 years ago, we became legit. We brought all the team on. We hired Olivia to start doing social media, took it out of my control, which was something I really wanted because I needed somebody. I think that the strength of the Hire Military brand is not me. It's all of you, right? It helps to have somebody with a network supporting it, but I don't want it. Being a veteran, being a part of this community isn't being one kind of person. It's the relationships and trust that all of you have. It's the lens through all of you see things, and bringing somebody like Olivia in to kind of pep all of us up and keep us all on track and come up with ideas and just really engage has been amazing. So to see us reach 400,000 followers in 5 years, and I'll tell you, it's really about 4 years because the first year we did nothing. 400,000 followers with no paid content. Like, we never paid to promote content. We haven't paid to market or advertise any of this stuff. It's all been internal. It's all been Olivia. It's been you guys. It's been me. It's been some of the guys that were part of us earlier, like Matt Quick and Jose Velasquez and everybody else, all our supporters out there. It is community. I think that's the only way I can say it. Like, when I talk about building a community, Hire Military has become a community that's greater than any one asset or any one piece. And that's what I think I'm most proud about. So that's a lot. I know, everybody, but I get on a roll now.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Like internally, we are a very small community, basically a family. Externally, I feel like we know, even though we've never met half the people that we talk to on a daily basis, and we have created that. And you ultimately were the catalyst and the starter for that. So as we go into announcing the t-shirt winners, what I haven't done today is say hi to everybody. Ishmael, Ruth Bozeman, so lovely to see you here today. Also, a big shout out to Audrey and Paul, one of our Skillbridge interns that we had last year, who we all absolutely adore. Gosh, there's so many of you here today from Texas as well. Alex Johnson from Raleigh, lovely to see you. Tell us where you are right now. We want to know if you're looking for a Skillbridge internship or if you're looking for direct hire opportunities. And location-wise, are you looking to stay where you are or are you looking to move somewhere else? We want to know more about you. And if we can't help you today, we may be able to help you tomorrow or in the next month or so. So definitely take a look at our website, hiremilitary.us, and bookmark it, because our jobs and our roles do change often on a daily basis. So don't think, oh gosh, they can't help me if you look today. Keep it on file, look next week, and it will be a different set of roles that are up there. You will also see on our website 2 separate features, the talent pipeline, the talent pool. Join those if you want to let us know that you are actively searching right now, but there is nothing for you, because we do go to those initially before we do come out to the lives and sourcing for the positions. We want to know that you're available. We want to know a little bit about you as well. So take the time to complete those applications properly. As we go on, we will be sharing Skillbridge internships and direct hire roles, and we will explain what Skillbridge is if you're not familiar. But before we do that, Mike, I'm going to come back to you. Tell us who won, because I know everybody's waiting to hear.
All right. Oh, before I get into who won, I would like to say, also tell us if you'd like to see if Matt Hart knows how to smile. So he did claim to be Billy Madison-like in his post today, which requires some kind of a silly, goofy grin there. But I'll tell you, if you could shave that beard off and trim the hair, you could, especially with that photo that Lucy shared with the dead skunk, you could be Billy Madison-like. I'm just going to throw that out there. So, and don't worry, everybody, I'll post that photo later. Just kidding.
Come on, let's move it.
Got it. So, okay, so the 5 winners I did not select. Number 1, Rob Chambers. Mm-hmm. Somebody would say, because he wrote that we are like a Leatherman equivalent for helping people find jobs or Skillbridge internships, which I appreciate. We all know Leathermans get used for everything. You could also say the 100-mile-an-hour tape, but I prefer to say it's because he said I rock it. So like, that's good. Number 2, Billy Bodiford, for calling me out as an honest broker and candid responses. So
those are nice words.
Obviously, Billy is a genius when it comes to phraseology. And I love it. I love the marketing aspect of that. Some people would use other words. I'll take candid responses and honest broker every day. Cassandra Glebzinski, this one I think was selected. Despite the potential glare of Michael Quinn's head and the hypnotic cadence of Lucy Robinson's accent, y'all bring such incredible energy and passion to the military community. I had to do that because of the y'all. So Cassandra, thank you so much. I am working on the glare. It's a lighting issue and maybe a lack of hair issue. Amber McKinney, because she gives a large and obnoxious clap and yell for trade transparency on every job post. So, I don't know if everybody understands this, but we made a decision about a year ago to list the salary for every job that's listed on Hire Military. So if you go to hiremilitary.us and you check out our jobs, our direct hire opportunities, every one of them will have a salary range posted. So you don't have to waste your time. You know what the salary range is going in, and then you can work with our recruiters from there to determine what works best for you. So super excited about that with Amber McKinney. And then Kat Wallace, she gives a shout out to her badass Army veteran son, which I agree. But I just love that she's an Army mom that does professional portrait and headshots for transitioning service members and veterans. So it's just a great way to give back, Kat. Thank you so much for the support of our community and support from your family. So that's the 5. please reach out. I mean, actually, Olivia will reach out to all of you to get your mailing addresses, and she'll send you the t-shirts on us.
She will. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate you having you on board today. I think you're going to jump out now.
I am.
And as you do, I've just realized we haven't introduced ourselves. So we'll do a quick round robin before we get going. If you are not familiar with me and we haven't met before, I am Lucy Robinson. I head up the talent acquisition team here at Hire Military. Like everybody in our business, we have either military spouses or veterans of all branches of the US military here. My husband is active duty Air Force. We are currently stationed at Eielson in Alaska. I saw that Morgan is with us today down in Anchorage, so hey, Morgan. I did also see that there was somebody here, I think it was Peyton from Spangdahlem. We were located there a few years ago, one of my favorites. It's really great to see you, to have you all on board with us today. And I am going to hand over to Kate.
Hey, Lucy. Congrats to all the winners. That's so exciting. I remember doing the giveaway when we hit 300,000. Now to see us here another 100,000. So exciting. I digress. I'm Kate Wood. I'm an Army vet. My husband's still active duty Army. We are in a special duty location in Panama, as he is stationed here at the U.S. Embassy. I just wanted to say hi to Alice. She is in Pensacola. We recently moved from Northwest Florida. So hi, Alice. Hope everything's well in the panhandle of Florida. I will hand it on to Matt.
All right. Thank you, Kate. Appreciate it. So I'm Matt, one of the recruiters here, Marine Corps veteran. I live out in East Tennessee. Don't worry about Mike's comments. He's just jealous of all of this up here. He doesn't have it. It used to be about the Marine Corps thing. He was jealous of that. Now I can't help it. He's just jealous. I can't do anything about it. But hopefully I still have a job tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, it's great to see everyone here. Share some good opportunities with everybody. I'll turn over to Matt Collins for some SkillBridge insight.
Thank you, Matt. Often misunderstood, Matt Hart. Always smiling when I talk to him. I know deep down it's a soft interior. And I'm also jealous of Matt Hart's facial hair. I have it on top. I'm impossible to grow a beard. It'll take me about 2 years. Matt Collins here. I am on the SkillBridge side with Hire Military, recently retired or in the process of retiring. I'm in about my 3rd month of the SkillBridge internship here with Hire Military. I left the beaches of Florida and the active duty Army National Guard program and traded those in for the mountains, although snowy mountains of Montana. So loving life here in Montana. I'm really excited later on today to share some of our SkillBridge opportunities with all of you transitioning service members out there. Now back to the soothing sounds of Lucy's voice, as we say, that great accent.
Oh my gosh. I'm proud of this accent. I try and keep it. I do find myself talking in American, though, on the daily these days. We have had a couple of questions as we are going into this. So Leslie's asked, are military spouses of retired veterans able to apply? Absolutely. Once you're in the military community, for us, always in the military community. So we hugely encourage you to take a look at our roles and see if there's anything of interest to you and anything that your career set, your experience and your career skill set would work towards. Kirk Jones said, I don't see any remote roles. We do have a couple at the moment, but they are a bit dry. What we're finding at the moment is now that we are so far out of COVID measures in 2020, a lot of our companies are going back to the office. But let me tell you, it's something that we talk to all of our strategic partners about in terms of the military affiliated population, mil spouses primarily, but also vets. We know that you have had a career of being away from home, of being in locations that you don't necessarily want to be in. And we really strive to get those roles for you. As we go and we talk about the vacancies and the SkillBridge internship opportunities today, if you hear of something that is of interest to you, just a piece of housekeeping, don't put interested in the comments, because we go back after the live and we give you the URLs. Not sure why, but LinkedIn doesn't like us posting links during the live. It doesn't work for the algorithm. So we come back in afterwards to give you the detail. We need to know which role you're interested in at that point in time. So do just say, sort of communication specialist, if that's the role. We would love that from you. If whilst we are talking, you have any questions about the job search, about transition, or about anything to do with military spouse job hunt, veteran, transitioning service member, med board job hunt or search, please do put those questions in the chat and we will do our best to get back to them at the end of this. But before we start, Matt Collins, let's differentiate here. Why don't you tell us, Cliff's Notes, bottom line up front, what is SkillBridge?
Sure, Lucy. So SkillBridge is a DoD-wide program. It's for any transitioning service member 6 months out from your ETS. And that's first term, retirement, whatever the case may be. So if really 7, 8 months, 9 months out, you're thinking about doing SkillBridge, it's really important to start having those conversations with your command teams, start looking at those SkillBridge opportunities where you want to be post-military. And as Lucy has set up with our website, if you're thinking about doing SkillBridge, and I may say this again today, it's not one size fits all. It's really important that you navigate our website, look at different roles that are going to be specific to what you want to do, maybe the industry you want to work in, and have an idea. So it's really good to do that ahead of time before you meet with any of us, so we can try to steer you in the right direction that's going to be the most beneficial and the most rewarding career path for you. But ultimately, SkillBridge is that transition. It's that 6-month bridge between ETS and the private sector. It's really important as well to remember that your terminal leave does not always count into that. So you want to back that terminal leave out and then try to think 90 to 120 days, varies on the branches, but 3 months of time that you can be able to do that SkillBridge internship. And back to you, I think, Lucy Robinson.
Well, I was going to say right back to you. Tell us what roles we have, which internships we have today.
Well, then, sure, I'd be happy to. So some really great roles out there right now. And again, I'm only going to talk about 2 roles today, guys, but we have so many on our website. And as we all say, our website is organic. So that website is live. It's popping every day. We add roles. Sometimes we add roles 10 minutes before we go live with this broadcast. So we have new roles all the time. So if you don't hear one today that fits your need, continue to look at that website and make that part of your transition battle rhythm every day. Look on our website and look at roles, because it's really going to arm you with some information before you meet with us. The first one I'm going to talk about is a help desk support specialist. It's in beautiful San Diego, California. It's with the San Diego County Water Authority. So this is a company that serves the greater San Diego area, provides safe and reliable water sources. And in this role, you would log requests for information. Think IT. You're going to be an IT support specialist. So you'd be logging information, resolving software issues, performing system maintenance, and really providing training for department staff and ensuring that company IT policies are being adhered to and being followed. So really an IT background. Think if you've got 2 years of technical or vocational coursework in IT, computer science, that's going to be really beneficial, or 4 years of experience in multi-user PC network environments and a broad knowledge of hardware, customer service oriented roles. And that, again, that's a role. It's on site, but it's in San Diego, California. So anyone that's leaving, Marine Corps heavy town, Navy heavy town there in Southern California, if you're leaving, you've got that IT background, you want to stay in San Diego. I understand it's a really cheap place to live these days. That was a joke. I know but it's a beautiful place to live. That'd be a great role to look into. And if you're interested, drop us a comment. The next role is a really new role, and it's really exciting. It's the other side of the country, about as far away from San Diego as you can get. It's a harness install tech with a company called Beta Tech, and it's in Burlington, Vermont, famous for the coat factory. Also, that's a really bad joke. Sorry. So Burlington, Vermont. This is one of our newest, most exciting SkillBridge partners. They're going to be looking for a candidate, as the name would tell you, with an electrical harness background. And we know that certain installations have those career management fields. Think Air Force, think Hill Air Force Base, Tinker, Robbins Davis, Monthan, Navy, for our Navy folks out there, NAS Cherry Point, NAS Jacksonville, North Island. For our Matt Hart types, those Marine Corps folks out there, Marine Corps Logistics, Albany, Barstow. And then for last but not least, anyone that's at Fort Rucker, Alabama, we know that some of those CMFs match up with the harness background, electrical harness background. So if you're interested, again, drop us comments. But this role has got so many unique employee benefits for one of our SkillBridge partners, kind of unheard of. Drop-in childcare on site, on-site med center for family, flexible time off and sick time. This, I couldn't believe, is actually real. Flight Training Academy, so free fixed wing and rotor wing training. That's incredible. Free lunch on site every day. That actually probably would be even more important than learn how to fly a plane for free for me, a free sandwich. But just an incredible culture there. And again, this is with Beta Tech. So if you're thinking about relocating to the Northeast, it's in Burlington, Vermont. Please drop us a comment, LinkedIn on our page here. or in the chat today, and we'd love to reach out. And again, I tell everyone every time we do this, every day, go into the website, filter it by state, by industry, figure out what you're looking to do. And then when you schedule to sit down with myself or Buff Agby, my counterpart in SkillBridge, we know where we can try to direct you. And it really gives us a head start on the SkillBridge process. So with that, I will turn it over to the often smiling when I talk to him, Matt Hart.
Thank you. At least somebody recognizes it.
You smile a lot, buddy.
All right, thank you. So yeah, those are all the SkillBridge jobs or internships that we're going to be shared today, and there's a lot more available. But now we're just going to transition over to the direct hire side. This is for veterans and military spouses. I know there's often questions if it's just for veterans. It's also for the spouse community as well. But the first one I'm going to share is a service center operator. It's in Huger, South Carolina. So I had to kind of look this up, but it's just about 45 minutes northeast of Charleston. So beautiful area. I used to live about hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes south of Charleston. Great area, right up near the water. Lots of good stuff to do there. They just made it to where the state of South Carolina, they don't tax military retirement pay, which is a huge step in the right direction. So I know they're really growing their benefits there. But yeah, for this position, it's with a partner client. Is an industry leader in metal processing and distribution. Very well-established team there for nearly 200 years. What you're going to do here is you'll review production orders, operate heavy equipment, forklifts, cranes, transport materials, outbound shipping, and working with customers, managing their expectations. Requirements, the ability to operate heavy machinery or the ability to pass a physical exam for vision and hearing. So, having that heavy machine background or any exposure to it's really good. There's also internships out there for that. As if you're transitioning out, there's a lot of opportunities for growth within the company. The last one I'm going to share for direct hire. This one is in multiple positions. It's an event technicians. You may have heard us talk about this before, but that's because we've had a ton of success with them over the past year. Multiple locations, Indio and Sacramento, California, Dallas, Texas. There's some place in New Jersey, Memphis, Tennessee. But basically what you're doing is working alongside the entertainment industry. You're going to work to support concerts, sporting events, college game days, festivals, you name it. A lot of what they're doing is working with electrical and HVAC. So having that experience is a huge plus. They do like to take people and train them on their equipment. So if you have that mechanical aptitude or any experience or exposure to that type of stuff, main experience or qualifications rather is just physical aptitude, your desire to travel, because you are traveling frequently to all these different events. So that's something you need to be willing to do. And again, they're also looking for diesel mechanics for these locations too. So if you have that background, diesel mechanics, a great one to have. Put that in the chats. If you're interested in either of those, or just go to hiremilitary.us and you can apply through there. That's probably one of the easiest ways you can do it. But those are the two that I'm going to share. I'll turn it over to Kate for her job opportunities.
Thanks, Matt. And like Matt just said, if you aren't hearing of anything that's of interest to you today, you can find all the links to our careers pages in the description of this broadcast, as well as hiremilitary.us. We have almost 100 openings right now on the direct hire side. So go take a look if you want to. All right. So I have two roles to share today. The first being an electronics technician. This is in Lansing, Michigan. This is a really exciting opportunity to work with a fast-growing, high-tech research and manufacturing company. They have a really unique mission set in that they develop medical isotopes to treat and eradicate cancer. So talk about a mission-driven opportunity. In this role, the technicians will operate and install and maintain superconducting particle accelerators. And they'll work right alongside the engineers and scientists. So you have a lot of opportunities here to get a lot of on-the-job training, being exposed to the engineers and scientists that you'll work with every day. This company has multiple openings. I think they have 6 roles right now open for these electronics technicians. And they've mentioned to us that anyone that has served in the military in roles such as nuclear, avionics, or any electronics backgrounds would be a great fit for this role, as there's lots of opportunity for training specifically to what they're doing in that organization. The salary is $20, $30 per hour, and they will provide relocation for highly qualified candidates. And the hiring manager for this role is a Navy veteran as well. So it just keeps getting better. If you are interested in that role, just type in electronics technician into the chat, and I'll reach back out to you directly following the broadcast today. All right, the next role I have is field service engineers. We have multiple roles for field service engineers, and you'll see it listed as remote on our website, on our careers page. This opportunity is with a global company and is one of the world's largest system suppliers for the food, beverage, and pharmaceutical sectors. These field service engineers are going to be specifically working on pharmaceutical machinery, and the field service engineer will travel within their regional location to provide service and repairs on those pharmaceutical machines. So great industry to get into. Pharma is always one of the highest growing industries out there. I did mention that this role is remote. However, you will need to be located either within commutable distance of Columbia, Maryland, or New Brunswick, New Jersey, or willing to relocate to either one of those locations. You will also in this role have opportunity to travel to Canada, Puerto Rico, Mexico, and Germany, as well as throughout the US, as they do a lot of on-site training at their different facilities and at different locations as well. So for this role, we need someone with at least 7 years of experience servicing mechanical manufacturing systems, specifically within automation and understanding of PLCs and HMIs programming. So if that sounds of interest to you, please just type field service engineer into the chat, and I will be able to reach out to you directly following this broadcast. All right, I think that's it for direct hire. Lucy, back to you.
Thank you so much. We've got 4 minutes, you guys, and we have more than 4 questions. So I'm going to go through them quickly. So the first one is Erjan, I have a profile with Hire Military and I have attended virtual fairs in the past. However, I have not had a single review of my resume. Any chance I can connect with someone who is willing to review my resume or LinkedIn to see if I'm doing something wrong? Okay, quick feedback on that one. We are not career coaches or counselors. We are recruiters. And if you don't know the difference, let me share this with you right now. As a recruiter, when you come to us, we expect you to be battle ready. So we expect you to have your resume on point. You know exactly what you're looking for. You know where you're looking for it. And we can support you from that step onwards. So you see a job on our website, you think that you are suitably qualified, you make the application, and then we hold your hand throughout the rest of the process and give you as much care and love, attention as we possibly can. If you haven't got to that battle ready point, then we are unable to help you purely because of our capacity and everything else that we're doing. But because of that, we have partnered with 2 nonprofits, Hire Heroes USA and the USO Transitions team, who can perform that function for you. So if you don't have the link to their websites, we can share those with you if you just pop that in a comment. If you are looking for career coaching, counseling, resume review, interview skills, all of that piece, then do put a comment below and we can connect you with 1 or 2 of those organizations. Equally, on our website, if you go to the Job Seeker Resources page, up at the top, there's a drop down. Go to resources. We have a phenomenal document that Olivia in our marketing team wrote alongside us in recruiting, and it's called I can't even remember the actual title of it, but it's basically how to target your resume. It is the top tips to know how to create a competitive application on behalf of yourself. And this feeds into one of the questions I think that we had, which was, okay, Matthew said, finding an operations position in this area has been difficult. A lot of no's so far. Obviously we don't know each other, Matthew. I've got no idea the sorts of applications that you've been putting in. But I feel like there is a disconnect often when I am working with transitioning service members or veterans in terms of the resume that they are submitting versus what we as recruiters are expecting to see. And that's that whole misnomer, but still is really there, of military speak on a resume, and looking and delivering a document that reflects the past versus what a recruiter is looking to see, which is a document that reflects why you have applied to the role, your capability. You've taken the job description and you've created the version of yourself around it that really sings, so that when they see the job description, they think, oh my gosh, I really need to bring this person in for interview. And again, I refer you back to that document. If you've never seen it before, just take a read. It probably will take you 5 minutes. And I think it really will help you reposition how to craft an application for any role. Equally, if you're getting a lot of no's, I do encourage you to connect with the USA Transitions team or Hire Heroes, because they will be able to hold your hand and craft those applications with you. I've got some questions I'm going to throw out to our team here. So Corey said, latest NAV admin restricts to 120 days for SkillBridge, but uses the word should. I'm going to put this to the two Matts. Have you heard of the program allowing people to utilize the program out at 180 days?
I can answer that first before Matt. I have not heard. I mean, 180 days is when you can begin SkillBridge. You're saying that I believe that person's asking they use it the entire 180 days without taking into account their terminal leave. Is that what they're asking, Lucy?
Well, it is, but actually I can help on that. I do know the answers. If you're not 100% clear, I can give that.
Sure.
So yeah, NAV admin is saying that it's restricting to 120 days now. Not many people, unless they've got 0607 approval, are being allowed the 180. Most people, and even on average, and I think this is a misunderstanding of SkillBridge, you are allowed to take it within the last 180 days, but the average length of it for most people is 90 to 120, regardless of branch, because like Matt alluded to, you do have your terminal leave, house hunting leave, and everything else that you have to take within those last 180. So 180 isn't the length of time of SkillBridge, it's the time period in which you are able to take it. Next question. Kate, I want to put this one to you because I think this one will sing to you. I forget the name. I have a question opinion for everyone. I am a US Navy vet and a military spouse, just like you, Army vet and military spouse. I was told I should look more for jobs hiring for spouses versus veteran. Is that true? What do you think?
So it's kind of, there are specific organizations that help spouses find jobs. There's specific organizations that have veterans find jobs. But I think what you need to focus on more than anything is what skills, experience, education that you have. And then find targeted roles for those positions. Find roles that match your experience, match your skills. Whether you're a veteran or a spouse, those are two amazing things that you could bring to any organization. So I would just focus on the specific roles, and then let being a spouse, let being a veteran be an added bonus that you bring to an organization and help to diversify their employees.
Yeah, I completely agree. Kirk says, I'm looking for a remote job. I haven't found anything that interests me. Maybe I need help to narrow it down. I mean, I think from our team, the initial response would be remote is not a job title. You need to identify, it's a location. You need to identify what you want to do and then find remote opportunities in that field. So you are absolutely right. And again, hugely encourage you to connect with one of the career counseling or career coaching nonprofits that are out there for the military. So we haven't mentioned Vet Jobs. That's another one. USO Transitions, Hire Heroes USA. They are all there waiting. If you submit an application, they can really hold your hand and offer you a transition counselor, a support aid to really get you to where you want to go. I used to do that myself, as did a couple of people on our team. And we sit down with you and we brainstorm and we fire a load of questions at you. We work out perhaps what you don't want to do, and then, really get it to what you do want to do. You need to have a stake in the ground somewhere, and remote possibly isn't the stake that you want to go with. And I think there was one last question. Yes, Matt Hart, you were going to help me with this one. So Veronica said, I believe the issue is my location. I don't hear Oklahoma too often. So what say you about that, Matt?
We have jobs in Oklahoma.
We do.
And
they may not be the jobs that you're looking for, but we do have.
It's in Stillwell, Oklahoma. It's back to what we were just talking about. It depends on what you want to do. There's a lot of things you can do as far as using LinkedIn to find veterans in that area and just make the connections, build the relationships. I'd recommend doing that. You can connect with the veterans in the area through LinkedIn. That's where the networking piece kind of comes in. Is if you're not in a big veteran community where you live, connecting with others in that area, they're there. People you've gone to school with, if you have similar education backgrounds, things like that. But building the relationships in that area. But if you're interested in Stillwell, Oklahoma, we do have some jobs there. You can go on our website and check them out.
And if that is a location that could work for you and there's not a job on there that you're interested in, still connect, because we may be able to open up something that isn't out there already. We've gone 4 minutes over, and I'm really pleased if you stayed with us for this. Thank you so much for spending your Tuesday afternoon with us. Congratulations again to all of our t-shirt winners. It's been a real pleasure to be able to acknowledge and celebrate our 400,000 followers. Hopefully we'll be at the 500,000 soon enough before the end of the year. Have great weeks, everybody. And we will see you again next week on Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time for Hot Jobs with Hire Military. Take care. Bye-bye.